Valve isn't beating the winning without doing anything allegation, but are they really winning? Hey guys, welcome back to Moko Talks. My name is Moko. I'm just a regular dude that likes to talk about video games and the gaming industry in general without any bullshit. I just say it as it is. So I've been out for a couple of weeks here, and yeah. So to get back into it, my last video I was talking about how Epic colossally fucked up their situation by cutting out like 1,000 employees and a key human resources member, and the whole situation was pretty fucked up. And there's no need to recap; you can watch it in my previous video. Epic right now is doing a whole reconstruction to its launcher. They're trying some new systems. They cut back on spending on Fortnite because apparently they spend a lot more that they bring in, such is the case in live services nowadays. They're not as lucrative as they were like 5 years ago. And they spend, I think, 6% more than they bring in. That's approximately $1.16 billion. That explains why they cut back on so many content that was about to release for Fortnite. I think the arcade racing one and some other competitive content that they removed. I think it's for experimental. I don't know. I don't play Fortnite. Thank God. See, while Epic Games is reconstructing their launcher and trying to fix the shit and try to work on the shit, Steam's doing pretty good. They redid their whole store thing. Their storefront is much better looking right now. They're fixing a lot of issues. They basically just working on updating Steam to be a much better platform than it was a year ago. And they worked on the hardware. They fixed the shopping and discoverability much better than it used to be. Now they have daily deals, their new pop-up messages, split up new releases as well. You know, themed sale events. We've all seen that when it's when something's out there for like team sports or fighting games or horror. It's all very new work for Steam that we have not seen before. And this is where I'd like to just say, hey, well, Valve wins again without doing anything. But unfortunately, that's not the case. See, I made a comment in my last video that I brushed it off very easily, saying that the lawsuits that Valve or Steam, I'm gonna use Valve and Steam interchangeably here because they're the same thing. I don't know. They're facing quite a lawsuit. Like they're facing 3 lawsuits right now. One in the UK by the UK tribunal that is led by Vicky Shotbolt. Interesting name. Have one in Seattle in the United States and the other in New York. So the Seattle and UK ones are both consumer lawsuits. So they're basically saying that Steam is monopolizing every single thing in the PC gaming. They are not letting any competition competing against them because their prices are honestly, because Steam is just way too good. And this is my and a lot of users' point of view, but that's not the collective's point of view in UK. So what brought about this lawsuit? And I'm going to talk about the UK first because I have much better information in it than the ones in the United States. So why are they suing? The claim says that Valve used Steam's market power to impose restrictive terms on publishers. Basically, rules that allegedly stopped games to be sold cheaper or earlier on rival platforms, while Valve kept commissions as high as 30%. The theory is, if Steam's rule choked price competition, UK players end up paying more. And I don't know, man. It does have ground and is gaining a lot of momentum in the UK tribunal. So it started in January and now they're gonna go ahead with the litigations in June. So that's something to keep an eye out. And you know what I want, two things can be true. Sure, Steam can be a little bit steep for some players, that they want to buy a game, but the publisher has put it in an amount on Steam. Like a lot of Capcom's games are expensive as hell, and I tend to steer away from them. A lot of Chinese games, the Wukong game, I still haven't bought it because it's insanely expensive. For me, as a person who lives in Turkey, it's quite a lot. But again, you can't blame Steam for just being too good, because you're not having Like the options to be a good launcher or a good competitors are out there, but a lot of companies tend to not think it through when they make the launches. Epic, as an example, Epic did all that they could to be a better launcher than Steam, except cater to the users. You know, sure, they're posting free shitty games every now and again, and they don't take that much of a high commission from developers, but they fuck the user continuously by adding exclusivity for a lot of games, by not adding the reviews, by not having any way to score a game if it's good or bad before buying it, but by not having good lucrative deals for the users to use your platform. Hell, even the UI is absolutely garbage. I hate using Epic Launcher because it's so confusing. You don't know where to go, you don't know how to go, you don't know who's the publisher. The platform just doesn't work. On top of that, the download, don't even get me started there. And yet, they're not wrong for suing Steam, because it is true. It is kind of true. And yeah, and they are suing them for approximately £6 million. That is damn, dude. Regarding the other losses, the one in Seattle is the same one as the UK, the same topic, the same everything, and but it hasn't moved as fast as it did in the UK. It's still in the arbitrary trenches down there. And the one in New York is about the loot boxes. Now listen, I'm all against gambling, but the loot boxes thing, I think it's more narrowed to Counter-Strike, Dota, and Team Fortress. So they might do something there to change the way it's, you know, I don't know. They might do something there to change the way it's represented, but other than that, I don't know. Before that, I want to just add something extra regarding the UK one. In order for that lawsuit going forward and winning against Steam, they literally have to prove that Valve is intentionally not letting any other competition be better than it, or having, you know, more grounds in the PC gaming store kind of area. And it's way harder to prove that than it is for Valve to just basically keep doing what it's doing. Like I said, Valve does nothing and it wins. Now, in my opinion, I understand why it's happening, you know? And you can't just blame a company for just being way too good at what it's doing. It's insane. It's like Valve is just suffering from its own success at this point. So let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. You know, this whole thing is just makes me appreciate how much Steam and Valve done to the gaming world. Even if they don't have any active things going on for them. All right, catch you in the next one. Ciao for now. Bye bye.